Hey, what's up, y'all? This Disciple Marcello Currents Rain back up in this. Yeah, I wanted to put something on your mind because there's a lot going on with this vaccine stuff. Everybody talking about this vaccine stuff and everything, and I just wanted to address this. You know, what I think is that possibly they can start making vaccination camps. They can start making vaccination camps where if you're not vaccinated, that you will have to go to a vaccination camp. Because it's going to get to the point where if you're not vaccinated, you're not needed in society. Games are going to stop being played. If you're not vaccinated, then why should you be in society is what a lot of people are going to think. You can hate me, you can act like I'm some spawn of Satan or something, you can act like all of that. But at the end of the day, it's a logical approach to this situation, okay? The vaccine is a means of helping people get past this deadly disease. While the rest of you playing in a cartoon world, there are people that have lost loved ones, and you think those people that lost loved ones is going to hesitate to get the vaccine? If you lost your auntie, if you lost your uncles and cousins, you're going to sit back and still be resistant toward getting the vaccine. Okay, then. So it has to take death for some of y'all to be serious about this. That's what it seems like. Because I just gave you an example of what a person should do in a scenario if they lost their loved ones. So why couldn't they do it before that? Why can't you do it before that? That means then it takes death, and for you to see how important it is and how close it is to home, for you to take it seriously, man. So let's just get this out the way, man. I mean, a lot of y'all are resisting for no reason. You're not even a rebel. You're not even a rebel person. I'm a rebel. You not. I resist the foolishness in this country. I resist the nature of this country and the way this country has been for a long time. I am resistant towards that. Not the spirit of rebellion for you Christians that you know, it's a different type of rebellion. It's a different type of rebellion definition that I'm talking about. Okay, I've been resistant for a long time concerning this country and how they are. You know, all of a sudden, y'all guys, these Americans, that's so cultured and in pop life and all this kind of stuff, and they're all about American culture. You know, all of a sudden, you a rebel now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, where did that come from? All of a sudden, you now a rebel. You ain't never been no rebel. You ain't never been resistant. You trying to do everything that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's the new cool. I mean, to resist this vaccine. I guess that's what this is supposed to be, a new cool or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's just, this is not time to play games with people's lives and be not and do stuff that doesn't make sense. Eventually, what we do know is this: using our brains, not La La Land, not Cartoon Land, not Cloud Nine. What we do know is that this vaccine will give you immunity over the COVID-19 strains. That's what we do know. You know, and that's a fact. So let's keep that foundationally as a fact. This is a fact. We know that this is to protect you from COVID-19. Foundationally, that's what it is. Now, does it have side effects and everything like that? Of course, yes, it does. It has proven to make some people have side effects, but for the most part, you take this vaccine and you're going to be immune to a degree concerning COVID-19, and you're going to be able to go out into society more confidently, and knowing that you're not going to be stricken down and in the hospital somewhere in the ICU. So that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line here. You know what I'm saying? And somebody, if it's not Joe Biden, the next president, by the time the next president come around, some of y'all gonna be getting thrown in a vaccination camp. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, man. I'm not saying this is certain, but I couldn't even disagree with it. Because why do you deserve to be in society? You want to be rebellious, you want to do all these things, you want to feel all these ways, then you need to go somewhere and do that on your own time, in another society somewhere. You can't even go outside of America. While you trying to make it an American thing, you can't even go outside of America acting like this. You can't actually even get on a plane acting like this. You can't go to another country acting like this. They ain't gonna have you unvaccinated. You tripping. You have to realize the old world that you once lived in is gone. That's the bottom line. And that the only way that you're going to have survived this is probably to be vaccinated, unless you're in a hole somewhere. Because eventually, if it's not this week, next week, it might not even be 2 or 3 months from now. Eventually, though, you're most likely to probably get this. As it gets worse too. And then you got breakthrough cases on top of you being resistant towards vaccinations. There's breakthrough cases too, where it breaks through the vaccinations, and you still playing. You tell me what kind of sense that makes. In a logical world, in a real world, what kind of sense does that make to not take something that can help you, and when you dying anyway? You don't have many options. You really don't. People are getting it and dying. Okay, that's a lot of people. Okay, so what you gonna do? Take a chance facing the COVID-19 straight on, head on, like chicken, like you some 17-year-old guy with a hot rod that's playing chicken with a leather jacket on. You're trying to be, a tough guy from the 60s playing chicken. So are you going to face this straight on, COVID straight on, with no vaccination? Or are you going to take your chances with the symptoms from the vaccination? Because people are dying from it. So while you're worried about dying, there are people that's dying without the vaccination. So some people die if they don't get it, and some people have died if they got it. It's no way around this. So logically, knowing that you're a person walking around in the real world, and the odds of you in the outcomes of you possibly getting stricken with this is high, then you have no choice. You have to use your logic, common sense. That facing this COVID-19 straight on is not the Mack truck you want to play with, buddy. I'm telling you, this is not the Mack truck you want to play with. That's for you, your government, your family, everybody. This is movie stars who think they superheroes. This is not the Mack truck you want to play with, buddy. This is not the Mack truck you want to play with. Okay? So you either get vaccinated, and so you might have some symptoms from it, and take your chance with that, or face it straight on, and you know what's going to happen. That's where you at. That's where you at, bruh. You're not doing good without the vaccine. So eventually, people are going to look at it like I look at it, and then they don't have the patience I have. A lot of people that's in office, a lot of these authorities, a lot of the other authorities from different countries are going to influence America. It's just a matter of time. Everyone is going to start taking desperate measures to get rid of uh, the virus, and they're gonna start really putting the pressure on people that's unvaccinated, and it's not gonna be just grocery stores and gyms and all that kind of thing. It's going to be to the point where you're basically probably going to be separated from society because you're not able to function in society anyway. You can't go to You're going to not be able to hardly go to stores. You're not going to be able to go to gyms. You're not going to be able to go anywhere. You're not going to be able to get on a plane. You're going to be worse than, as far as not being able to adapt to society, it's going to be worse than you being a homeless person. It's going to be worse. Because you can't how are you going to do anything? Just like a homeless person. You ain't going to be able to do nothing. You can't go to the store. You can't go inside any department stores. They're trying to isolate the virus. While you tripping, they're trying to isolate the virus. What else do you expect them to do? You tell me what options they got. That's what I'm waiting for. Tell me. Because I don't see any other options. While you sitting up here acting like a revolutionary, again, a fake one, a knockoff revolutionary, you have no answers. And people are dying, and you have no answers. If you feel like you got a better way of doing things, then you need to step up to the plate and get on CNN somewhere, or try to go viral, telling people what can be done. Because, bruh, with this virus out here killing people, people are desperate, and you have no answers, and you sit back criticizing people that's trying. That's what it looks like to me. You sitting back here criticizing with no answers. You're not enlightened or bright enough to come up with some other way. There could be another way, but you're not coming up with it. You don't have it. You don't have the answer. And you sit back criticizing people and thinking out your mind like these people are making up vaccines to kill people. They're making up vaccines to try to save people. Everybody don't have the right intentions, but come back down from cloud 9 and think logically. There's a virus. What could we do? That's real. Let's cut the bull. Let's cut the crap. Okay, and then see what happens is you're going to provoke people that are not as nice as me. People that are not as patient as me. And the more time goes by, someone is going to feel that you should be put in a vaccination camp, a vaccination facility, an anti-vaccination facility where you're put in isolation from the community in every major city all across the world. Because what else can they do? If you choose to be resistant, send them all to a place where they can all be resistant. You won't have the virus. You'll be right there. You'll be away from it. You'll be away from the virus. You'll be away from the vaccine. You'll be away from everything. I'm just being real. And you could say, oh man, you're being like the devil. You're being like the Antichrist. Okay, man, bruh. In the real world, where people are dying, and people are spreading the COVID-19. They spreading the COVID-19, right? These are unvaccinated people that's doing it the most, man. That's the facts, okay? I'm dealing with facts, not philosophies, not your own opinion that's not educated. You don't have no education behind your opinions. You don't have no education behind your resistance. I will back people that are resistant with education, with information, okay? But if you're sitting back resistant, looking like a fool and making a fool out of other people, and making a fool out of what it is to actually be resistant, because you're wearing down the tolerance of other people, of authorities. by the time we have real issues where we need to be resistant, they're not even trying to hear it. You're wasting fuel, resistance fuel, on something that that is common sense to do. You're wasting resistance fuel. We need that fuel for later if the world's gonna last. You're sitting up being resistant to something that is common sense to do. What else are you gonna do? What else are older people gonna do? Let's say senior citizens look at you. Let's just say you can say, well, they should get it. Nah, but what if they look at you on YouTube, famous and non-famous, talking about you not getting it, talking about it's the mark of the beast, talking about it's all this stuff. And what if they and what if these older people try to follow your path and wind up dead? You got to start looking at this now. People that's influencing people and getting blood on their hands. Because that's what it is, bruh. You have two options. To face COVID-19 straight head on like a Mack truck to a scooter. You being on a scooter. Or take your chances with symptoms from the vaccine. That's the only two options you have. You're trying to face a monster virus head on with a nothing. That's what you're doing. And people are dying every day that's thinking like you. You represent the dead. Yeah, you represent the dead. People that are dead have the same mentality that you have, that died from COVID-19. That's who you represent. That's who represents you. I'm just letting you know you have two options in this situation. You don't have 3, you don't have 4, you don't have 5, 6, 7. You have 2. Okay? That's all you have. You don't have to follow my advice. I'm just saying this I say stuff, man, so people don't know where I'm at. You're not fooling me. You're the deception. You're the ones that's the problem. That's what you don't see. You don't see this. You are the deceivers because you have no answers. You want us to sit back and do what? That's what I'm saying. And people are dying every day, and you want us to sit back and do what? It doesn't make sense, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of people with their head somewhere up in the clouds, man. I'm tired of it. You know what I'm saying? It comes a time where all foolishness and opinions are put aside. And this situation proves it perfectly. People thinking this, thinking about that. You think about all kind of stuff but reality. I don't relate to people like you. I'm a spiritual person. I believe in God. But I do not relate to people that have all these opinions. You got all these opinions besides what is real. You got all these thoughts and perspectives besides what is actually crystallizing and manifesting in real life. You're not educated on it, and you don't have time to try to educate yourself on something how much education can you do about this? How much research can you do? You can only spend a weekend on this. Yeah, you can. Where are you gonna get research? How much research can you do on something that they don't even know about? They self. That's where you at. You stuck in a place where you have to take a chance with something they haven't even had time to research because they haven't seen how it affects human beings yet. But you have no time to try to be a scientist. While you trying to be a scientist, people are swallowed up and going to hell every night. A lot of people are going to hell every night while you sitting up trying to be a scientist, trying to research something. And you can't research nothing no better than they can. Stop trying to be a scientist, man. Stay in your lane. Because if you think you got some better way, you need to come to the table. We need you We need you to come to the table and tell us a better way than these vaccines, because these people are dying. And until somebody die close to you, you're gonna be looking stupid. Okay? You're gonna be looking real stupid. And you're gonna be looking real stupid when somebody dies that's close to you. It just hasn't happened to you yet. That's all it is. The only reason you are not vaccinated is because somebody has not died close to you. That's real. As soon as somebody died close to you, you hopping on the next appointment at a drugstore. Yeah, that's the only reason. If somebody died close to you, you're not hesitating. In fact, you're gonna be on Facebook and everywhere talking about, yeah, I gotta get vaccinated for my family. I gotta get vaccinated for my auntie. That's what she would want me to do. She wanted you to do it before that. If she didn't, her sister did. She wanted you to do it. She was still confused, but she wanted you to do it because you more out than she is. And you still didn't do it, and she died. Now you gonna do it. And she probably would have did it if you did it first. I'm just saying, man. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm a realist. See, a lot of y'all say y'all real, but you're not a realist. It's one thing to be real, it's one thing to keep it real, and it's one thing to be a realist. A realist deals with reality, what actually happens. What actually takes place in real time. That's being a realist. And the only thing going on in real time right now, while you jamming and having fun and having cookouts, nothing is more important and nothing is more going on and jamming than this COVID-19. This COVID-19 is jamming, buddy. That's what's jamming. Okay? So it's just it's time out for people to act like they sitting on thrones. You sitting on thrones resisted, looking ignorant. Like I said, it's one thing, okay, you saying you're gonna check, you're gonna research, you're gonna do this. You only got a weekend. You only have a weekend. This is Friday today. By Monday, you should be making a decision. You ain't what books are you gonna study on COVID-19 vaccines? So where's your research at? Where's your research happening at? That's why I want to understand. You're waiting for people to die from it, from the vaccines? You don't have that kind of time. That's what I'm telling you. The vaccine itself is too young to be identified, to be researched properly. You can't even research it because you haven't seen its interaction with humans. So how are you going to research? The research comes from its interaction. The research you're talking about is really actually seeing the effects that happens with humanity. Other than that, figuring out the chemicals, they've already done that. They've already done that. That's what you need to realize. So you're not going to be able to research chemicals and different things and come to some other higher conclusion. That's what I'm telling you. Your research is just basically trying to do what they're doing. Waiting it out and seeing what happens and seeing how it happens and see how it interacts with the people. They're doing that and still vaccinated though. You see what I'm saying? You have no choice. Why you sitting up playing? So eventually, what I think is they're going to probably start sending people to vaccination camps. Cause y'all playing. You're gonna be somewhere in a vaccination camp talking about, oh, I woulda, shoulda, coulda. And then it's gonna get so crazy out here, you ain't even gonna want to come back out. You're gonna get crippled at the vaccination camp. Because it's gonna get, besides COVID, it's gonna get more crazy and more deadly and more dangerous with all this, the gangster stuff and everything that's going on. And a lot of y'all gonna get stuck at the vaccination camps. Because what else are they gonna do with people that's just stuck on stupid? What else they gonna do? You don't have no reason to be resistant. Of course, the chemicals are going to affect somebody's body funny and differently because we're human beings. Anything, I mean, a flu vaccine can affect people differently. Some people. I mean, so if you're sitting there waiting for a flawless vaccine that's made by man, it's not going to happen. Ain't nothing that man makes is totally perfect, man. Let's just get that understood. Man makes nothing perfect. Planes fall out the sky all the time. Boats sink all the time. Internet crashing and stuff and electricity outages all the time. And etc. You food problems all the time. Food bacterias and all kind of stuff. Water contaminations. You name it, man. It's nothing. And with the water contamination, it's because it passes through faucets that man made. Nothing that man makes will be perfect. That's all you need to know right now. You're not gonna find no perfect situation in this situation. There's no perfect situation. There's no perfect situation. And you're gambling with death. Simple. Yeah, I'm gonna come back with part 2 on this though. I feel like I still want to touch on it though.